Okay, there's a two advanced things that you can do by using structure, which is number one is you can use a structure as a function argument, and the second one that you can also make a pointers to structure where uh, as we know that we already discussed a detail about pointer in previous chapter. Okay, now let's take a look about the structure, how to use a structure as a function argument. Okay, so I will not okay, you later you can try by yourself. You can copy this code and try to paste in our online compiler and see what happened. But what I want to discuss here is just the content of this example. Okay, this is one of the benefit of structure as compared to primitive variables data type. Okay, as you can see in this example, how actually you create one user-defined function called prints book, where the purpose of print books is actually to print the detail about that books. Imagine, okay, you just imagine, okay, later you can try to see the how actually the code is work. Just imagine that without structure, what will happen here? Let's say you want to print a book without structure. Okay, you need to send four argument there, four argument, which is title, which is a char title, char author, char subject, and integer book ID. Means that when you create this function, it consists of four argument here, four inputs of this function, where actually imagine that if you want to create some data or some database where it consists of many multiple data. Of course, when you create one function where that you want to send the argument of too many arguments there, it's quite tedious. So that is where it can be solved by structure, meaning that instead of you sending a single title, author, subject, and book ID, where it will result four argument in this print book function. You are not sending that one, you only sending a single variables, where that variable is under category of books, where book is a data type, where this book data type is a structure data type. So by sending this variable books, actually you are sending four member variables together inside this book. So that is the benefit of structure if you are using structure as the argument of the function. Now your function seem to be very simple. It only consists of one variables, but because that variable is a structure variables, it's actually hold many or multiple member variables together to send inside this function. So in terms of visualization or visually seen there, it's quite simple, because you only think about one variables, but actually that variable consists of multiple data. Instead of without structure, you need to send each and every single data member here as a single variable here. Now instead of one variable, you need to send four variable or four input argument in your function, which is make your function become more and more complicated. So that is have been solved by structure. Okay, the second advanced things I would like to highlight for structure is how to create a pointer to structure. Actually, the discussion here is similar to the previous chapter, where how to declare the pointer to where it's point to other variables. So same goes to structure. So if you want to declare the pointer variables, then you need to use the star there. Okay, the star operation there, that will make this variable as a pointer variables that will point to other variables called books in this case. Okay, of course, now we talk about structure, what is book, then you need to go to the definition of a book, where actually it's a user definition. Okay, so again books is if you refer to this example, let's go to this example now. Book, this is book, this is the definition of book. That's why now this pointer is a pointer variable that will point to other variables uh, that is under category of books data type. And then same goes to the as what we have discussed in the previous chapter. If you want to assign the address of other variables, you need to use this operation which is called address operator. So of course in this example we assign the address operator, or we assign the address of book 1 into our pointer variable here. Then once you have this assignment, okay, in order for you to access each member by using pointer, each member variable in the structure by using pointer, then you need to use this arrow operator. Okay, so this is how it's look like, meaning that, okay, just compare between this one and the previous one. Okay, for previous one, okay, in normal variable, if you want to access the member variable of that structure, you need to use dot like this one. But if you are using a pointer, where the pointer is pointed to the structure, to access each member variables, then instead of using dot, you need to use arrow like this. So you can see the examples there. You can see this the code in these examples there, how to access a member variables. Okay, this is how you access the member variables, where if you are using a normal variables, you can use dot. But if you are using pointer variable, where that pointer is point to the other variable, where that variable is a structure variables, then to access the member data member or member variable inside that structure, you cannot use dot anymore. But if you are that is pointer, if that is pointer, then you need to use arrow. Okay, you need to replace the dot with the arrow. That's the difference between a normal structure and pointer to normal structure. Okay, that's all for structure. I hope you clear about what I have been explained regarding the structure. Then if you still not understand about structure, you may try to find the information from other sources, and I believe that most of the sources will discuss the same things about the structures.